I think I gotta get this disclaimer before I start this show. I think I'm about to start a riot. I think I gotta give this disclaimer one more time. I think I'm about to start a riot. For real, people. So I was watching some good movies this weekend. A lot of good movies. Man, let me see. I was watching, and these were older movies. I was watching Independence Day. I was watching iRobot. What else did I watch? Oh, I Am Legend. Let me see. I watched Training Day. What else? Book of Eli. Anyway, look, I watched a lot of movies, and I've come to a conclusion. And I gotta look y'all dead in the pupil while I'm saying this, because I know I'm about to start a riot. Will Smith is a better actor than Denzel. Oh, I said it. I got it off my chest. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good anyway. I know I probably made some people mad, a lot of people. Listen, I am not saying anything bad about Denzel. Like nothing at all. I am not saying anything bad about Denzel at all. I love Denzel, man. Training Day is still one of my favorite movies of all time. Top 5. Easy. Denzel is that dude for real. Like he is. But Will Smith is just more of that dude. The Ron AP Mack Show. Thank y'all for joining. For those that are listening, for those that are watching, I appreciate you taking your time out to be here with me. You know what they say, you can be anywhere in the world, but instead you're here with me. I appreciate that. I really do, man. I really do, man. Anyway, let's get into it. I just had to get that out the way. Man, I was talking to my folks this week. My folks from Virginia, man, they listen to my music. You know what I'm saying? One of my biggest supporters out there. And they asked me what I've been doing, you know, I telling them. And then they asked me a question. They asked me, what if this music thing doesn't work out? And I started looking at them like they were crazy. And then they started looking at me like I was crazy, right? And now we looking at each other like we crazy. Right? Like, they're looking like, why are you looking at us like we asked a dumb question? It's not a dumb question. There's no dumb questions in the world. Only dumb people asking dumb questions. Not them, okay? Because a lot of people do ask this question. It's just one of those things that just gets me every time I hear it. You know? It's like the record stops in my head. Skirt! You know? Timeout on court, freeze on ball. I don't know why people think that way. What if? Like, I mean, there are positive what ifs, but mostly people don't think about that, right? I think the only people that think about positive what ifs are people who are in my position, that do things like I do. People who are like actors or musicians or, let me see what else is out there. Or even like people that are trying to be like in like professional sports, things like that. Like, I don't think people who like are trying for a major goal, if you want, like one of those things that, you know, the road less traveled type of goals, they don't really think the negative what ifs. It's always like the positive what ifs. Well, what if I do make it? What if this does happen? But I mean, over the years, I've realized that, like, I don't think I've ever thought like a negative what if. And I mean, let's take this back. I gotta hit y'all with a nostalgic moment. I do. I think that's just gonna be my thing, right? I think I'm just gonna have to start doing that, like, as my little niche, the nostalgic moments. But let's go back, right? When I was 10 years old. And this is gonna explain a little bit of how I think, you know, about the failure stuff. So I remember it was me, it was Pat, it was Bugsy, it was Mike, it was my sister. I think Monica might have been there. I can't remember. Anyway, the whole block was out, people. We were all out. And what we used to do is we used to build these ramps, and take our bikes and jump off of them. You know what I'm saying? Jump the ramps. But this time we got real crazy and we made a ramp that was like 9 cylinder blocks high. Right? And I remember that everybody was scared to jump this thing. And so they turned to me and they said, Rat Boy. Oh, by the way, when I was younger, my nickname was Rat Boy. We'll discuss that another time, another place. I used to have teeth that was like too big for my mouth. I used to have a Michael Strahan and all that. But anyway, Rat Boy, I dare you to jump this. Now, at the time, I don't know if they knew or even if I knew that I was the type that was like, don't test me because this is about to go down, right? I don't think anybody thought that way. I don't even think I thought that way. But I think this is where it started at. And it was like, I dare you to jump this. And I remember I had on my little track suit. It was like gold and burgundy. It was a Reebok, like the little dope boy track suits, right? Never sold drugs, people. I did hang out with some dealers and stuff like that. I was even a lookout one time, but my grandma stopped that. We'll get into that another story as well. Another time. Trust me, I got tons of stuff for y'all. But I hop on my mongoose, unzip the little hood in the back, right? And I say, hey, if my hood goes up, that means I made it. And everybody's standing here watching, right? And as I'm pedaling, right? Pedaling harder and harder and harder, getting faster, right? Because I started from the beginning of the block, going towards this ramp. And I was thinking, man, if I make this, I'm going to be the dopest kid on the block. I hit the ramp and I took off. And in the air, while I was in the air, man, just like this euphoric feeling, it was crazy. Like if anybody has ever like accomplished something that was like great, or even accomplished like something that you really try hard to get to, and that feeling like, oh man, that euphoric feeling. For basketball players, it's like the first time you ever dunked on somebody. For actors and actresses, it's like the first time you nailed like a line or like a script the whole way through. It's something along those lines, man. But that's the last thing I remember. Is me hitting the air. Like I was in the air. And that was the last thing I remember. And all I remember is waking up in the hospital. Mouth all bloody. Yeah, man, I was messed up. Face all bruised up. And my grandma standing there by the hospital bed, shaking her head as I come to. Oh, man, it's crazy. Still, she has this cigarette in her mouth, people. My grandma used to smoke. She just stopped smoking recently. It's crazy. Not crazy bad, but crazy good. But she's standing there with the cigarette in her mouth, shaking her head. She didn't ask me, was I okay? She didn't say, baby, are you all right? Or anything like that. She just shook her head. She called me a damn fool. That's my grandma for you people. Tough love right there. She didn't play no games. She didn't come to the hospital. Well, I'm pretty sure she came there to make sure I was all right. But once she found out I was all right, she let me know how much of a damn fool I was. Right, crazy. But the whole point is, when I got out the hospital and I came back, still nobody else did that jump, right? And all the kids on the block was like, yo, Rat Boy, you are crazy. And then after that, anytime anybody wanted something done and they was afraid to do it, they was gonna look towards me. Now, it wasn't always like the foolish things, okay? It's just that I think I became in that aspect like a leader because I showed fearlessness, right? So that day, I think I did become the dopest kid on the block, for real. But the whole point of it is that at no point in time, when I was about to do this crazy, this reckless, this out of the world stunt at the time, that I think, what if I don't make it? I never thought that. Not a near once. Not a near once. And then my whole life, I just been kind of moving that way. I just been kind of moving that way my entire life. Like I never think about what if I don't make it. It's always about what if I do, right? What if it works out on this end? And I mean, and where I'm at and what I do, like musically, I think about people who have been ahead of me or even along the same strides as me, right? And you know, that thought about what if they can, right? Versus the people that thought about what if they can't. Because there's a whole lot of people in high school that I used to rap with, right? There's a whole lot of people that used to be in that cypher. There's a whole lot of people that used to show up to that little Chinese spot up on Washington Avenue. They closed it down because it got shot up too many times. What was that drink called? If somebody knows the name of it, hit me up. Let me know. It was on Washington Ave, right across the street from Pathmark. Oh, man, I can't remember the name. Anyway, there's a whole lot of people, right? And I'm pretty sure if all of us had that thought of what if I can, shoot, we could have been like the next Wu-Tang or something like that, man. Like I said, it was like 30 of us. You know what I'm saying? Probably more than that. I don't know. I can't think about everybody. But I know a lot of those dudes that don't even do music no more. Just gave up completely because they didn't see any edge into it. Now, I did stop doing music for a while. But it wasn't because I didn't think I could do it. I started focusing my life on other things. Like, I know a lot of people do that as well. But like, mine wasn't just to settle. It wasn't just settling down type of things. My next goal in life was to be a Navy SEAL. Yes, people. I wanted to kick in doors. I wanted to do the super cool stuff, snipe people out and blow things up. Didn't work out. I did go to Naval Special Warfare training. It didn't work out. It's not that I couldn't swim. I'm a very good swimmer. It's just that, you know, SEALs, SWIC, EOD, Naval Special Warfare type people, they do things in the water human beings ain't supposed to be doing, and I wasn't ready for that. But I didn't go into it thinking like, well, what if I don't make it into this? Hey, I'm still okay, right? Actually, I learned a lot about myself. I mean, before I joined the military, I was 225 pounds. Anybody who remembers me back then, when I was big. I was a big boy, for real. I was big, you know? You know what I'm saying? Not 225, like solid muscle, like flexing on them. Nah, bruh. I was big. You know? But it taught me a lot, man. And then from there, even if, like, there were times, like, when during, like, pool comp and what was that thing? Oh, man, when we was, I think it was called BWS. Right? Which is basic water survival. And at no time did I ever think, well, what if I drown? It was just kind of like, all right, look, we're going to get through this. Actually, there's this guy, right? I'm not going to say his name out, you know. I only drop names during good stories and stuff like that. Like, I'm not degrading a person, but I'm not going to drop his name. But I remember, right? We used to go on these runs. We did, right? This when I was at SWIC training, right? We used to go on these runs, and I'm still fat. I'm out of shape, and I used to be one of the last ones, man, all the time, because you got to run everywhere. You got to run everywhere. I hated that. I run all the time now. I still hate running, but I still run all the time. And I used to always be last. And I remember he just told me, he was like, man, you should just quit. Why are you even here? And he's like, what are you going to do if you don't make it? And I think that was like, oh, okay, here we go. That's that dare, people. When they dared me to jump off that ramp, that's that dare, people. He just dared me. Now I got to show you what I'm about. Anyway, as the weeks go by, as we run more, you know, I'm losing weight. I'm getting faster. And I went from being that guy that was in the back of the pack to being in the middle of the pack to being in the front of the pack. Right? Never number one. There was a couple of guys there that just ridiculous people, man. Ridiculous. But the whole The whole thing came down to this. We were doing the BWS stuff. We were doing brick treads. If you don't know what brick treads is, anybody that's been to any special forces training, you know what brick treads is. Where you're in the water for God knows how long, and you got this stupid 10-pound brick, and you just have to keep you and it above water for who knows how long. And all I remember is I kept going under, but I wouldn't let the brick go under. Wouldn't let it go. And I think I don't know how long, it had to be maybe 15 minutes in. I don't know. And I went under. And I remember the instructor pulls me up and he's like, don't drown today. Right? Pulls me out the water and he's like, congratulations, you made it. I'm like, made what? It's like, you made it through BWS. And so this same kid, right? Now, I wasn't focused on anybody else. I was just focused on me and the brick, right? And when I got out the water and looked over against the wall, because, when you quit, they make you go against the wall first, and you got to face the other way because you can't see anybody else or something like that. And I looked over and I seen that same kid who told me that I should quit. Man, boy, if you don't know what that did to me, man, that just gave me Super Saiyan energy right there. Nobody can stop me, people. I was on. There were no what ifs. I didn't make it now. Unfortunately, there was some more water evolutions that I just couldn't get through. But either way, I never thought what if. Think about people like Kanye West, right? What if he just stuck to producing and never became a rapper? Me, I know y'all why is he bringing up Kanye West? Yeah, I'm inspired by him because he's a musical genius. I don't care how crazy you think he is. He is a musical genius. You can't take away from the years and years of work that he has put in because of how crazy he is. Most people who are out there at the top are crazy. I mean, even if you go way back into the day, right? To some of the famous poets and, classical music writers and things like that, they were crazy. These scientists that discovered things that are good for us nowadays were crazy, out of their mind, right? Or so people thought at the time that they were crazy and out of their mind. But I'm pretty sure they didn't think what if, right? What if this doesn't work? Nah. If you listen to those interviews, Kanye wasn't thinking what if this rapping thing doesn't work? Hey, I'm going to try it. I don't care if people think I'm garbage or not. I got some lines to put out there and I'm going to do it. He came out and he did it. He's actually one of the dopest. I don't care what nobody says. You can say what you want to say. In my eyes, he is one of the dopest. Why? Because he stepped out of boundaries that no people would go. Maybe it's a little crazy to say. Maybe it's a little out there, but I think, who can I compare him to? I don't know, maybe Prince, maybe the Prince of hip hop, if you want to say that, because how far he stepped out of the box and how different he did things, that's where I want to go. That's what I want to do with my music, seriously. Now that we're there, let's talk about my next project, City of Love, and where I'm trying to go. Because the first project that I did, the EP, Love Addict, that was just an expression of what I want to get out of me, I had a whole lot of relationship issues. I'm pretty sure a lot of people know that by now if you listen to it, and that was kind of just putting that out there, stress relieving. Okay, I'm back. Let's put this down. Let's get this out there. Let them hear, it was a showing of skill, but also it was a showing of what I had inside of me. If I was going to come out, I was going to be honest, straight up and down from the front. But now with this new project, City of Love, I think where I want to go. Because, I'm still experimenting. There's a whole lot of things that I'm experimenting with, right? A whole lot that I'm experimenting with of where I want to go and what I want to do. So a lot of the things that I'm trying to do is expand and step outside of the box, right? I mean, you're not gonna get nothing crazy out of me like that's out of my realm, you know. Like, listen, if you want some of that gangster, you ain't gonna get it from me, because I ain't a gangster. I've never been a gangster, you know. You got artists for that. I listen to people for that. Like, you know, when I'm in my mood, where I just need to hear some gangster stuff, I know who to turn to, right? When I want to hear some chill stuff, I know who to turn to, right? That's where I want to go. I want to be in a category to where when you want to hear a certain type of music, it's like, oh, okay, this is who I got to go to. Ron AP has that. That's where I want to go. This is where I want to take my music to, you know? And it's like, I'm not striving to be that much different. Because, I mean, how much different can you truly be in hip hop? It's like every category is already filled out. You know what I'm saying? You're going to sound like somebody eventually. I'm not saying like vocally or, you know, pitch and tune and stuff like that. Like, some people strive to do that, to sound just like somebody else, but not me. But what I'm saying is like, you're going to fall into a category that somebody already has a stamp on. It's just the way it is. It's just the way, it's only so much out there that you can do. You know what I'm saying? You know, with the way things work, you know, that's where I want to be. I want to be that guy in that category. You say, if you hear the music and you want to put me in a category of 5 people, and it's like, boom, this is what he is. That's where I want to go. What category that is yet, I don't know. Because I got some chill stuff, right? Got some chill stuff coming up with it. I got some hard stuff. Not like hardcore gangster, obviously, I said this before, but I got some hard stuff going in. I got some spitter stuff going in where I'm just spitting on it. Well, you just getting lyrics. You just getting bars, people. You know? I got some smooth stuff on there. I got smoothness. Like water, you know, just flowing. Just, you know, you just feel it. You just vibe out to it. You can relate, you know. This is where I'm trying to go with my music, you know. What if I do it, and what if it works out? What if, right? Thanks for joining me on the Ron AP Mack Show. I appreciate you. Don't forget to subscribe. Also, comment in the section below. You can also check me out on my website at ronapmack.com for more exclusives.